You thought over what Jungkook had told you, how he said you both work better being more than buddies. You guess it sparked a flame in your brain because after that you realized all the other gestures he showed you probably weren't friendly. You think Jungwoo liked you, and not in a friendly way but in a way that a boyfriend treats his girlfriend. You are not sure how you felt about that yet, but when the realization hit you, it's not like you was upset. You felt warm inside. You could tell. You could tell there had been a smile on your face, but did you like Jungwoo back? Well, that didn't matter. It's not like you'll make it in your life far enough to have to think about that. Your fingers hold onto the straps of your backpack tightly as you slowly walk outside of the university with your head low. You knew each second of the day was only ticking closer and closer to the meetup with Andrew. It was eating away at you inch by inch, haunting your every thought. The sounds of your classmates around you just sounded like mumbles as they all got in their expensive rides back home. Everyone had just been talking about Jungwoo and Jungkook's birthday party all day. They made it seem like some celebrity party which was close enough. You're sure it was impossible for anyone to get an invite. You bite your lip and thought as you walk on your walking route back to the stage. Should you get Jungwoo a birthday gift? Did Jungkook even deserve one from you? You almost laughed at your thoughts. What could they possibly not have been raised with so much money? It would be pathetic to even try getting them a gift. Your body suddenly tensed as you are walking when a familiar motorcycle speeds by. The sound digs into your ears as you try to ignore how it has slowed down ahead of you to a stop. You swallow the lump in your throat as you contemplate walking to the other side of the street so you can avoid Jungkook. Unfortunately, he was already off of the motorcycle and taking off his helmet before you could decide. You could see through your peripheral vision as he looked your way, running a hand through his messy hair. Your heart was racing nervously as you attempt to just walk by like you haven't seen him. Sadly, his large hand gripped onto your backpack and dragged you back towards his body before you can even escape. Oh, I didn't see you there. You laughed nervously, looking up at his dark eyes. He still had a firm grip on your backpack as he looked down at you. Get in, he ordered, pushing his helmet onto your head suddenly. You stumbled in your steps at the sudden weight on your head, holding onto the helmet to keep you in place. Why? Where are you taking me? You asked, too scared to hear the answer as you lean your head up to look at his standing form with your head tilted to the side. Jungkook just looked down at you with his brows furrowed, his eyes looking over you. You look stupid in that, is all he said before sitting on the motorcycle. Rude. You mutter under your breath before crossing your arms over your chest as you look down at his sitting form. Why should I come with you? Didn't I tell you to stay away from me? You made the entire university hate me even more than they already do. You mumbled nervously, playing with your fingers. You usually don't confront people like this, especially not to someone like Jungkook. But for some reason, you weren't as scared of him anymore. You knew he wouldn't hurt you, hopefully. And you stole my first kiss. I don't like that. You ran out. Jungkook just sat there watching you as he listened to whatever you were saying. The motorcycle helmet covering your face was making you too confident because as soon as the words leaves your mouth and you feel instant regret. Take off the helmet, he said, a dark look in his eyes as he watched you. You slowly shake your head, not scared at what he was trying to do. Jungkook's jaw clenched before he stand. Before he stand up, towering over your shorter frame, his hands grab your helmet, pulling it off your head. You didn't like the kiss? He muttered lowly, not as a question. He knew you were lying. He knew you liked it. You watched him as he looked down at your breath, racked as you tried to control your nerves at his close distance. Stop it. You breathed out as he steps closer to you, his large hand cupping the side of your face and tilting it upwards. You could feel his minty breath against yours, the distance making your heart go crazy. You like it, don't you, when I touch you, Buttercup? He mumbled, and you feel the hairs on the back of your neck rises up at the touch of his hand pushing your hair behind your ear. No. You lied, gasping when his arm wrapped around your lower waist and you were pushed against his chest. You tried your best to ignore his eyes on you. It felt like he could see right through you, through every feeling in you, every thought going through your head. You looked up at him confused when he grabbed your hand and placed it on top of your chest. So you could feel the fast beating of your heart, so fast it felt like it would nearly beat out. Don't lie to me, Angel, he said, suddenly letting go of you as he pushed the helmet back onto your head. You stand there frozen in thoughts as you watched him with your lips parted. Your cheeks turned red in embarrassment when you realized what he did. How did he know how fast your heart beat around him? You watched him as he leaned his head down to your height, looking at you through the helmet. Now get on before someone fires you for being late to work. He smirked before walking back towards the motorcycle as if nothing happened. What was going on with you? Why whatever he was doing making you feel weird? Hesitantly your feet dragged you towards the motorcycle as you sat down silently. You knew he was going to speed like he always did, and a part of you just wanted to run away from him when he wasn't looking. You are about to build up the courage to run away until Jungkook grabbed your hands and wrapped it around his waist. Hold on tight. Jungkook, you mumbled nervously, feeling his body go tense under your hands. What is it, Buttercup? You are not going to kill me on this thing, are you? You said, holding on even tighter when the loud sound of the motorcycle reaches your ears. Probably not. You furrow your eyebrows in confusion at the answer. What was that supposed to mean? Much to your surprise, he didn't speed once. It would probably be the calmest you have seen him driving, which was shocking coming from Jungkook. When you both reach the house, you get a notification on your phone causing your stomach to drop. It was Andrew. You open the message to a picture of a loaded gun and another one of you walking out of the state. Out of the state going to the university. He knew where you lived. You feel your mouth run dry before quickly shutting your phone off and getting off of the motorcycle. You don't even say bye to Jungkook as you start walking away until he grabs your arm. What's wrong? He asked you, and you furrow your eyebrows together before forcing your arm away from him. None of your business, you mumbled as you turned back around towards the house. You are not sure what was going on in your head, why you were acting so out of yourself. You felt like you were a car with broken brakes. It would only be a matter of time before you crashed. It's my business now. He squalled, this time his hold on your arm tighter. You try to choke back any tears daring to come out of your eyes as you look up at him. Why did he care anyway? His hand suddenly moves to your chin, tilting your head up so you are forced to make eye contact with him. He didn't look too happy. It's nothing, you said, hoping he will just leave you alone. Jungkook squinted his eyes, a spectacle spectacle look in his eyes. His jaw clenched in annoyance as he let go of your chin and pushed past you towards the front door. You wipe away any stray tears before calming yourself down, taking a deep breath, and walk into the state from the maid's entrance to start walk. When your shift was over and you said goodnight to Mrs. Carmen, you made your way to your room, your hands shakily opening the envelope with your work money inside. Please be enough. You felt hot tears run down your cheeks, quiet sobs leaving your mouth at each bill you counted. You could barely even hold them in your shaky hands. It's not enough, it's not enough. Why is it never enough? You push your desk chair back as you move under your bed to grab your saving box and dump all of the money out. You had a combined total of 15,000. You wiped your tears and stood up. You fill your backpack with the money and hang it on your shoulders. You took a deep breath before walking out of the room. You didn't cry as you snuck outside to get to the location. You couldn't really feel anything as you walked down the wet streets from the rain storm that occurred a couple hours ago. If I'm being honest, you didn't really think much either during the walk with your bag tightly secured over your shoulders, holding the money. Maybe that's why it wasn't as scary. You hear the crickets chirping, the sound of dog barking at who knows what, and you saw how the street lamps illuminated the wet roads. You saw the light glow behind multiple windows and felt the cool air hit your tear-ridden face. It felt nice. You took it all in, everything. You knew whatever was coming your way wouldn't be good. Your feet come to a stop on the gravel as you stand there surrounded by no lights. Now, you felt like you could hear your heartbeat pounding through your ears. It was silent for the slightest moment. A scream leaves your mouth when you are suddenly kicked to the ground from behind your elbows, landing on the wet gravel to catch your fall. You made me wait too long, sweetheart. He chuckled harshly, grabbing your face as he kneeled down to look at you. Suddenly the sound of the dogs were gone and the crickets disappeared and everything around you was just dark. Everything nice you saw on your walk seemed like it hadn't even existed like it was just a dream and he was your reality. You watch him with your eyes watery, your hair sticking to your face. You felt like throwing up from the awful stenching leaving his mouth near you. Maybe after we can have some fun, hmm? He laughed, running his dirty fingers through your hair. You shake your hand without trying to hold in your sobs as you try moving away from him. He got mad at that and Drew drags you back over, slapping your hard on the face. If you want to live, you are going to obey me, got it? He spit onto your face, snatching your back from your shoulders. You shakily nod your head, trying to stay strong before you passed out. Is it all in here? He asked, ripping open the bag as he looked up at you through a cigarette dangling in his mouth. 15,000. You could barely even speak. A sick laugh leaves his mouth at the words that left your mouth. You felt your body completely give up and you had no fight in you. You sit there frozen in your spot, expecting the worst to happen. What could you do anyway? Run from a bullet? I give you time and you can come back with 15K. He yelled, grabbing you by your hair as he screamed in your face. No sound leaves your mouth. You only felt the flood of tears trailing down your face. Before you know it, you are getting punched everywhere. everywhere. It's not until you hear the sound of a zipper that your senses all flood back to you and you are thrashing around in his hold. He only pinned you down, putting his dirty hand over your mouth to muffle out any of your screams. Your eyes shut tightly in fear as you push in every direction to escape his hold. You could feel your own blood dripping down your body, but your adrenaline kept you from feeling anything. The sound of your pants ripping reaches your ears. You wore 3 layers of pants today, though. You fucking bitch. He spit, looking down at your second layer of pants. Your tear filled eyes shoot the gun on the side of his pants. Your throat closed up in panic. Fight, Ryan. You let your brain take over. Your hand slowly reached for a broken piece of glass on the street from an alcohol bottle. It all happened so quick as you stabbed a large piece of glass into the side of his body. You feel his entire body tense and a scream of pain leaving his mouth as his grip on you loosened. You take the chance to get up as quick as you can, ripping the gun out of his pants and at the same time I will fucking kill you. You could hear him screaming as you run faster than you have ever run before with the gun tightly held in your hand. You could barely feel your legs or anything really. All you could feel was the cold murder weapon in your hands. You throw it as far as you can and you started to run back towards the state. You tried to be as quiet as you could as you walked into the house through the side. You tried your best to control your breathing and control your sobs, control yourself from screaming in pain. You hadn't even noticed the tears that were dripping down your face the entire time, or the blood covering your body and the bruises over your knees and face. How could you go university, go to work? You drag yourself throughout the hallways, your arms tightly hugging your own body alone. You stop in your steps when you see a light coming from one of the main office room and hear familiar voices. You walk closer since you had to pass by it anyways to get to the staircase down to the maid's room. You stop right by the door, too scared to walk by it without getting caught. How would you walk by without one of them seeing you? You peek inside, only wanting to check if any of them were looking towards the door so you could see if it's safe to walk by or not. You see Jungwoo standing next to a table, running a frustrated hand through his hair. Mr. and Mrs. Jeon also stood in the room, and Jungkook sat in a chair at the table and leaned back with no care in his eyes. You weren't expecting the words leaving Jungwoo's mouth. Well, you didn't exactly hear the entire sentence. Only one word reached your ear, mafia, and your stomach dropped at the word. You don't even have time to process the words when Jungkook's eyes suddenly find your own. His careless eyes suddenly turn dark as he slams his chair back and starts walking towards the door. His eyes look like he was about to kill someone. Your eyes widen as you stumble back from the door and start running with your injuries towards the maid's staircase. You make it to the door handle, slightly opening it until Jungkook's hand slams the door closed. His arm trapped you in your spot as you stand there, your breath heavy. You look up at him, barely even able to make out his face from the dark. Even in the dark, you could tell how angry he looked. I'm giving you 5 seconds to tell me who the fuck did this to you. Jungkook orders. His mouth is next to your ear. His deep voice sounded murderous as he moved his eyes down to your face. You don't think you have ever seen Jungkook look this mad. You tried to put together something to say anything, but you could feel your body crashing. You could feel every emotion, every word, every touch from Andrew coming back to you in floods, and you tried to hold it in. You really did try. But that feeling came back again, that same feeling in your throat, that one where someone says a single word, a single sentence, and all of a sudden the dam you have built trying to control your tears suddenly crash. Everything just drowned you at all once. That's what it felt like, and you could feel as the lump in your throat began to slowly stop hurting from holding back tears as you sobbed and everything flooded out. You felt your tears drown your face as you hated it. You hated that he was seeing you at your weakest. You hated that the people you wanted out of your life so badly it always had to come back into it. You cover your face trying to wipe the storm that was releasing from your eyes. It didn't help that his brown eyes had been looking at you over every inch of your face. They weren't angry this time or murderous. For a moment, it looked like he was worried, like he actually cared. You are about to tell Jungkook to just leave until his hand moved behind your head, tangling into your hair as he pulled you into his chest. Your sobs could probably be heard throughout the empty halls as you cry in his chest, feeling safe in his arms. You don't think. You kept track of how long you both sat in that hallway, how long you was crying for.